Welcome. Happy Monday to you. I hope you enjoyed the program. We want to thank our guests, David Gardenstein Ross, as well as you all calling in on inequality. And does it bother you if does the issue of economic inequality bother you? Somebody making more, somebody making less. And I think, obviously violating the 10th commandment when we covet what others have. But I sit there and I think to myself, wow, what a Obama world that we're all living in now, when we think there's a limited amount of pie and it's built on scarcity. And as I see what God gives us each gifts, and it's how we use those to maximize those and to grow, expand our territory and influence, and Christ's influence, and being able to do that with resources. Money's not good, bad. It could be used for very good things. It could be used for very bad things. It could be made in very good ways, and it could be made in very bad ways. Nonetheless, I do think that when we're all feeling economic heat, and there are very few people that don't feel economic heat, have and continue to, as things go, because of the lack of certainty in the economy. I'm not saying fear and worry, no. Word speaks about that, and it's not about that. And know that God's in control, absolutely. But it does prey upon our very worst instincts, our flesh. It's the Main Street Wall Street. It's the idea that somehow it's okay to take what others have because they have too much, and it's redistribution. Now, many of you don't buy into that nonsense. Many of you understand that capitalism really is a way to tame greed, because you have to produce a good or service for a customer. And we could have a longer conversation about that. My main point is President Obama is really consumed with inequality, as many are who are on the left and advocates of socialism. It's all about equality. But when we go to their system that they advocate, everybody, as Margaret Thatcher would say, gets poorer. Not only that, some are more equal than others. Thank you, George Orwell. As we see the government class always being able to dictate what others do and have, while they are exempt. Sound familiar? Obamacare, Congress? All right, so that's my point. Look at what we believe in, and while it's not perfect, it gives us the opportunity to advocate for what we believe in and to maximize what we can do, the good we can do. And in that, I think that is a agenda that is based on not the state, but God. And when we measure somebody's worth, no, I don't. How many of you measure somebody's worth by how much money they make? I don't meet people like that. I don't know. I see them on movies that are always anti-capitalism, anti-freedom, more socialism, more statism, but I don't really meet them. They're caricatures oftentimes, so I'm not buying it. Yes, they exist. Yes, there's bad in the world. Yes, there are racists. Yes, there are. You can find anything. We're human. We're fallen. Human nature doesn't evolve. Got that left? Human nature doesn't evolve. Could be a tangent. Not going to make it one. Point. Recognizing that you have a purpose, that God's given you gifts, and to be able to use those. And measure someone by who they are in Christ. And we know them by their fruits. And understanding what that means, but also understanding that comes with forgiveness and understanding, but not at the expense of the truth. And I said a lot there. I hope it makes sense, but I just don't want to do a 20-minute video, because I think a lot of you would say, no, Crane, not going to do that unless you're going to be doing another show, clips and interaction and all that. No, I'm not going to do it. It's a Craneafter. It's a Monday. So I will let you go. And I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you watching. But recognize that these policies, the policies that we are seeing today, yes, they have a foundation. And they are based on a belief. And generally speaking, scarcity versus abundance. Statism versus our rights coming from God, natural rights. Understanding that also puts a responsibility on us. As our founders understood, it's not about the state coming in and doing things, but that is not to the statement. That doesn't mean that we don't have a responsibility to our fellow man. Only in the world of a far left person, a leftist liberal describing it, does it mean that. And again, that's the false narrative, the characterizations. Freedom's the way to go. I believe in freedom. And when I see somebody who's been successful, I look at them and say, wow, that's great. What did they do? What are parts of what they've done? Because we can learn from that. I'm just so tired of demonizing it. Thank you. Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth. AFR Talk. I'll see you tomorrow. Tell me what you think. Did you just wink? Dude, why are you doing it? I know. I don't understand it.